Welcome to Mindful English Stories.
Have you ever pretended not to understand someone in English?
Pretended? You mean, acted like I didn't understand?
Yes, even when you understood a little.
I think many English learners have done that.
I did it last Saturday.
Really? What happened?
I went to a small restaurant with my friend Lily. It was our first time there. The restaurant was busy, but it looked nice. There were plants near the windows, soft music, and many people talking.
That sounds relaxing.
It was relaxing until the waiter came to our table.
What did he ask?
He asked, "Would you like some still or sparkling water?"
That is a common restaurant question.
I know that now, but at that moment, I only understood one word: water.
You didn't understand still and sparkling?
I knew the word still from other situations. It can mean not moving. But I didn't understand it with water. And I had heard sparkling before, but I didn't know what it meant in that situation.
So what did you say?
I smiled and said, "Water is fine."
That sounds like a normal answer.
It was not a terrible answer. But the waiter looked at me and asked again, "Still or sparkling?"
Oh no.
Exactly. My mind went blank. I looked at Lily. Lily was reading the menu. The waiter was waiting. I could feel my face getting warm.
What did you do?
I pointed to the menu and said, "This one, please."
You pointed to something?
I pointed to a bottle in the picture on the menu. I hoped it was water.
Was it water?
It was a bottle of sparkling water.
So you chose sparkling water without knowing it.
Yes, I chose sparkling water without knowing it. When the waiter left, Lily looked at me and asked, "Did you understand him?"
What did you say?
I said, "Yes, of course."
But you didn't.
I had no idea what sparkling water was.
Why didn't you ask?
Because I was embarrassed. I thought Lily might think my English was poor. I also thought the waiter might become impatient.
Did he seem impatient?
Not at all. That was the strange part. He was just waiting for my answer. He did not look angry. He did not laugh. But inside my head, I imagined the worst.
That happens a lot. Sometimes the other person is calm, but our thoughts become very loud.
Exactly. I was not only listening to the waiter, I was also listening to my fear.
What happened when the water arrived?
The waiter brought a bottle with bubbles inside. I looked at it and finally understood. Sparkling water has gas in it. Still water does not.
And did you like it?
Not really. It felt strange in my mouth.
So you were afraid to ask one simple question, and then you had to drink water you did not even like.
That is exactly what happened.
Did you tell Lily the truth?
Not immediately. We ordered our food, and I tried to forget about the water. But a few minutes later, the waiter came back.
What did he say?
He asked, "Is everything all right?"
That is another common question.
Yes, but I became nervous again. I thought he was asking about the water. I wanted to say, "I don't like it." But I was not sure.
What did you say?
I said, "Yes, everything is good."
Even though you did not like the water?
Yes. I smiled and took another drink.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe I wanted to look confident.
Many people do that. They think speaking English means looking confident all the time.
But I was not confident. I was worried about every word.
That is the problem. You were trying to perform.
What do you mean?
You were not simply ordering food. You were trying to show the waiter that your English was good. You were trying to avoid every mistake.
That's true.
But ordering food is not an English exam. You only needed to communicate what you wanted.
I know that now, but at the time, it felt very serious.
What changed?
Lily noticed that I was uncomfortable. She leaned toward me and asked quietly, "Are you okay?"
Did you tell her?
This time, yes. I said, "I didn't understand the waiter. I don't know the difference between still and sparkling water."
How did she react?
She laughed, but not in a cruel way. She said, "I didn't know either the first time I saw those words."
Really?
Yes. Then she explained the difference. She also told me that I could ask the waiter, "Could you explain the difference?"
That is a useful sentence.
It is simple, but I had not thought of it. Lily said I could also ask, "Does sparkling mean water with bubbles?"
That sounds natural.
Yes. She told me that asking for help is part of communication.
Did you try to ask the waiter?
Yes. When he came back, I said, "Excuse me, could you explain the difference between still and sparkling water?"
How did he respond?
He smiled and said, "Of course. Still water has no bubbles. Sparkling water has bubbles."
That's all.
That's all.
He didn't laugh?
No.
He didn't look annoyed?
No. He just explained it.
So the difficult moment was much smaller than you imagined.
Much smaller. The whole problem was inside my head.
That happens when we are afraid of making mistakes. We imagine that everyone is watching us.
But most people are not watching that closely.
Right. The waiter probably had many tables to serve. He was not thinking about your grammar.
He was only trying to give me the right water.
Exactly.
After he left, I told Lily, I spent 10 minutes feeling embarrassed about one simple question.
What did she say?
She said, "You could have solved the problem in 10 seconds by asking."
That is a good lesson.
It is. Sometimes the fastest way to improve English is not to know more words. It is to become comfortable saying, "I don't understand."
Did the rest of the meal become easier?
Yes. I still felt nervous, but I tried to be more honest. When the waiter asked about the food, I said, "Could you say that again, please?"
Good.
He repeated the question more slowly. Then he asked if we wanted to choose a dessert.
Did you understand him?
I understood most of it. I did not know one word, so I asked, "What does that mean?"
That is a very useful question.
Yes. He explained the dessert and I ordered one.
What did you order?
A lemon cake.
Was it good?
Very good. Better than the sparkling water.
At least the meal ended well.
It did. Before we left, I thanked the waiter. I said, "Thank you for explaining everything."
And how did you feel?
Proud, but not because I spoke perfect English. I felt proud because I did not hide.
That is an important difference.
Before that day, I believe confident English speakers understood everything the first time. I thought they never asked people to repeat themselves.
But that is not true.
No. Good communication includes asking questions, checking information, and asking for help.
Exactly. Even native speakers say, "Sorry, what do you mean?" Or could you repeat that?
I also learned that pretending to understand can create a bigger problem.
How?
If I had continued pretending, I might have ordered the wrong food, or I might have misunderstood an important question. Saying "I'm not sure" is often safer than giving a false answer.
That is true in many situations, not only restaurants.
Yes. At work, at the airport, in a shop, or when talking with new people, we do not need to understand every word immediately.
We can ask for clarification.
Could you explain that word?
Could you say that again, please?
Do you mean?
I'm not sure I understand.
These sentences can help us continue the conversation.
And they are not signs of failure.
They are signs that we want to communicate clearly.
So what would you do now if a waiter asked, still or sparkling?
I would say, "Still, please." Or if I didn't understand, I would ask, what is the difference?
Much better than pointing at a random bottle.
Definitely.
What would you say to someone who feels afraid to ask questions in English?
I would say, do not pretend to understand just to look confident. Real confidence is being honest when you need help.
That is a powerful idea.
You do not need to understand every word. You only need to understand enough to continue.
And if you do not understand enough?
Ask.
Even if you feel embarrassed?
Especially then.
Why especially then?
Because the more we avoid small uncomfortable moments, the bigger our fear becomes. But when we face one small moment, the fear becomes smaller.
So that one bottle of water taught you an important English lesson.
Yes. I learned that speaking English is not about pretending to know everything.
Then what is it about?
It is about staying in the conversation.
Even when you make mistakes.
Especially when you make mistakes.
That is a good place to end.
Maybe with one useful sentence?
Go ahead.
Could you explain that, please?
And another one?
I'm not sure I understand.
And the most important one?
It's okay to ask.
Perfect.
Not perfect. Just clear.
Fair enough.
And next time, still water?
Definitely still water.
Good choice.
I hope so. I'm going to ask first.
That is progress.
Small progress.
But real progress. Thank you for listening to this English conversation. If you sometimes pretend to understand English because you feel nervous, remember, asking for help is not a weakness. It is part of communication. Try these sentences. Could you say that again, please? Could you explain that? I'm not sure I understand. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to Mindful English Stories for more meaningful English conversations and stories. See you in the next episode.